Council, Nebraska, and Nebraska Office of Highway Safety.
Schrock Innovations presents Nebraska's #1 independent computer repair company with offices in Omaha and Lincoln. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion that can help you out when your computer's not working right, when you have a virus infection. If your hard drive crashes and you need data recovery, we have Nebraska's only fully equipped data recovery lab. Also, our Schrock Interactive division does website design. Pretty much whatever your heart desires when it comes to computers, we can do it over at Schrock Innovations. All right, the number to join us on the program this morning, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Now, of course, as we do every week, if you call in to ask a question or make a comment, we'll put you in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Good for anything your heart desires over at the service center. One thing I will mention, though, is you can't stack that with coupon codes, and I'm going to tell you about that in a second. Winston, if you're listening, my unofficial audio technician who resides among you in the public, if you'd pop onto Facebook for me, let me know if the audio levels are good. I spent some extra time this morning trying to make sure everything is perfect because, you know, these Facebook videos, you can watch the show, by the way, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. These Facebook videos, if you don't have perfect audio at the start, nobody, like, if they hit play, they don't stick around for like 10 minutes. Like, oh, maybe it'll get better. No, they just go, and then you're gone. So let me know if everything looks good. Winston says, great audio. Killing it. Thank you, Winston. All right. Producing, directing, and starring in his own production. No. All right. You can also email the program, Thor, Thor, at SchrockInnovations.com. All right. So to get things kicked off this morning, the Surge Protector sale is wrapping up today. If you missed out on this last week, if you didn't hear about it, Schrock Innovations, we're one of the few places. There's a couple other places in town that have them. But we're one of the few places that offers the Audible Alert surge protectors. You probably buy them at another place and not know they're Audible Alert until they started chirping down on the floor for some reason, and then you're like, oh no. But basically what an Audible Alert surge protector is it when it can no longer protect your gear, it'll start chirping at you, kind of like a cricket under the desk. It's really annoying, actually. But it gets your attention, which is why we played it quantity limit 2, because you want to buy 2. I didn't say this last week on the air, and so a lot of people bought 1. They're going to have annoying cricket problems. It's going to happen, like Sunday at 5:30, right after Schrock closes, and they're going to have to live with that all night through Monday until they can get a new surge protector. But basically, I have these in my home. These are the only surge protectors I use in my house, obviously, and I've never had to replace one at home, never. And I've had, obviously, some of them for, 7-8 years now. In the shop, we do have to replace them a little more frequently. We pull a lot more juice through them in the shop, to be honest, so they get a little bit more of a workout. But, they just start chirping when they're no good anymore. Ironically, the first one that ever went out on us was on a refrigerator. Go figure that one out. The refrigerator killed it. But basically in Nebraska, we have such a wide temperature variance that, here we are in May running our heaters overnight. So we might run our heaters and our air conditioners on the same day some days. And so as a result, we get all kinds of surges on the line. And most of the surges that hit your electronic equipment, they don't come from squirrels jumping on transformers in Albuquerque or whatever. They come from stuff you're doing in your home. If you've ever been vacuuming and you turn the vacuum on and the lights dim down, then you turn the vacuum off and everything gets bright again, you just created a surge. So what we need to do is make sure that, you can't not generate surges. If you've ever had a breaker pop and then you push that breaker back over again, you just created a massive surge on the line. Everything that was turned on just gets a of energy all of a sudden, and then, wow, it's good to go. So here's the thing. If you, I had a friend of mine whose house was hit by lightning in this last week. If your house gets hit by lightning, no surge protector is going to save you. I mean, that's the myth, that get the OPPD whole home surge protection if you are not on the side of God, okay? Because he uses lightning, he wins. But the stuff that you do within your home, you're killing yourself. So get the surge protectors, and it protects all your equipment. So here's the thing. If you don't have something that tells you if it's bad, you don't know if it's bad. So here are some good, what do they call them online? Pro tips, okay? Pro tip number 1. If your surge protector is encased in metal, it was made in the 1980s and it's time to replace it. Boom! Pro tip number 2. If your surge protector was built into a giant oak desk that you bought sometime in the late 90s, That thing worked for about 2 months, and it's time to replace it. So, pro tip number 3, giant oak desks are very heavy. So you don't want to move them. So when you hook it up, when you don't plug it directly into the wall, plug it into the surge protector and plug that into the wall. That way, when the surge protector goes bad, you can just replace it. Woo! All right. Pro tip number 4, the light on your surge protector is an LED bulb. As long as the surge protector has power, that light will come on. That doesn't mean you're protected, even if, snowflake alert, this is a trigger warning, they printed the word protected next to the light. Oh, it doesn't mean you're protected. You're not safe. So here's the thing. How do you know if your surge protector is good or bad? In Nebraska, if you don't have a surge protector with some kind of an alert mechanism, something that turns off the power if it's bad or beeps, you're going to want to replace it once a year. So if you don't remember the last time you replaced your surge protector, this is a good time to pick one up. All right, so all the service centers have a few of these left in stock. We can get more. It's not a big deal. We always have more coming. But, we didn't do this sale last year because you do it every year, and you're selling things that don't break in like a decade, right? So that means every year you sell them, you have to increasingly find a larger audience to sell to because the people who have them don't replace them. It's like selling mattresses, Wow, at the mattress store. I don't understand how those places stay in business. There's tons of them, too. That's probably why Sleep Number Air mattress costs like $2,000, because they know you're never going to buy one again for 10 years. But anyway, if you want to, you can pop into Schrock Innovations, pick one of those up, or it's a lot easier if you go to our website, SchrockInnovations.com. You can buy it online and select a local pickup, so you're not charged any shipping or anything. And then we'll send you an email or give you a call when your order is ready for pickup in the service center. That way you don't waste a trip out, just in case we sell like 5,000 of them this morning on some fluke. We sold about 100 last week. So, that's the thing. We're selling these for half off. They're half off. So instead of the normal $59.99, they're like $30. And you go figure how much we have into each one of them. So, this sale, we didn't even do really a morning blend segment on it because it's kind of like, we're not making a ton of money on it, but it's good because what happens is the people that listen to what we say are usually the people that have modular computers. And one thing that you can do to make a modular computer last a lot longer is to keep it on a surge protector. Because any computer, if you put it on a surge protector, will last a lot longer. So it's kind of cool because our fanboys and fangirls, if you will, they buy the surge protectors and then they're like, wow, this computer's amazing. Woo, it's great. They don't build them like they used to. So if you go down to like Ace Hardware Store and get the $10 surge protector, it's a no-go. Now, the other thing is we've never done this before at Schrock. We have a little bit of a flash sale going on. And it's on the Facebook page yesterday. You may have seen it. But basically, here's what's happening. The lovely Kimberly talks to me. She says, summer's coming. Memorial Day is next week. We're going to be closed at Schrock for Memorial Day, by the way. But I'll be live on the air on Sunday because I don't ever take a break. Just ask my wife. She says summer's coming and people are going to be traveling. And, she's like, I'm kind of looking at new portable computers and tablets and things like that right now. I can't be the only one thinking that, hey, we're going to be in the car or on the plane for hours and hours on our vacation. I might want some kind of a device to keep me occupied, especially now that you potentially can't take your laptop on a plane anymore. And I thought, not a bad idea. And then she tells me about this strange thing that happens in women's shopping called a flash sale. Now, in my world, if you need it, you buy it, right? It has taken me, I'm 40 years old now, it has taken me 30 years of my life, now 10 years of my life to figure out if there's something stupid that you want that you don't immediately need. Like, for example, things to save. You can go onto Amazon, you can start a gift list, right? So you go onto Amazon, you start a gift list. And on my gift list are the stupid little things that at some point I'm like, ooh, I should buy that. One of them was, so I go with my scouts on a camp out, right? A trigger-based flint and steel sparker. You point it at the wood or the paper or the kindling, and you pull the trigger, and it shoots sparks out of its end. You don't have to, oh, my finger. You don't have to do that. You can just click, 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 and just shoot the fire to life. That's pretty cool. Not so cool that I would use it every day. I just, I'll put that on the Father's Day list, okay? That's a good $10 gift for a kid to get me, right? That's for my son, my scout, to get me. That'll be good. the other day, my son decided he wanted to fix his own Nintendo 3DS. I'm so proud of this kid. The right shoulder button didn't work forever. They discontinued the Nintendo DS and the 3DS. They're done, so they're not going to be making new games for it. So I'm not going to spend money buying him anything. But he wants to take it apart and fix it, so he does. And we find out the right shoulder button is bad. Got a button for $6 online, and he put the button in. He's 10 years old. I'm like, that's my boy. But in the process of taking apart his DS, I find that a strangely large number of tips from my small screwdriver set at home have gone missing over the years. And the funny thing is I haven't used them that much. Because usually when I have something broken, I take it to the shop and make the guys fix it. Because, that's what they do, right? So I can go through it and do it. But, when you have nimble fingers and good eyes, why not use those, right? So I had to go to the shop and get their screwdrivers and bring them home, which, of course, I had to do after hours because that would have been problematic for the shop, and use them. So on my list is a set of screwdrivers. So if you have one of these gift lists going, or if there's something that you've been thinking about a tablet, this is the time to move on it. Now, we haven't talked about them a lot lately because we've been doing, we did the Ultimate Upgrade, and then, we got on with that, and then there was WannaCry, and then we got done with that. So you may not know this if you're new to the show, but we actually have modular tablets. These are Windows-based modular tablets. They run Windows 10. They have MagDock connection keyboard docks that double as cases, just like the Surface, basically. It's kind of like a 10-inch Surface, really. Fanless design. So these things aren't powerhouses. They're not, you're not going to produce the next, Toy Story on this thing and render it. But then again, why would you do that on a laptop anyway? So you can get, if you go to a Microsoft store in Kansas City, you can get the Surface, and it's got the i5 processor. The thing is this thick. Well, it's an inch thick. The downfall of Facebook video. It's this thick. You kind of forget you're on the radio. It's an inch thick, and it weighs 2 pounds. It's like carrying a laptop. It's a tablet. I don't want to carry a laptop. I want to carry a tablet. Everybody in China was pushing these 12-inch screens on us, and I'm like, I don't know why you'd want a tablet with a 12-inch screen like the iPad Pro. I don't get it. Get a laptop. A tablet's supposed to be a portable, convenient, lightweight device for consuming digital media and products. You're not supposed to really create with it. You can. You could also, you remember, what was that movie? Oh, man, I can't think. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. He committed suicide a little while ago. Comedian. Really popular. He was in Jumanji. What was his name? It's going to bother me all day now. All right, someone Facebook. What was his name? Come on. Robin Williams. Thank you. Okay. So, Robin Williams, there was the movie where they went on a road trip, and he's sitting in the bathroom on his, BlackBerry, banging out, a 25-page report, and he wears all the numbers and letters off his keyboard. You could do that. But why would you do that? Well, he was hiding it from his wife. He wasn't supposed to be working on vacation. So, I can empathize. But nevertheless, the modular tablets at Schrock are amazing because they're fanless design. They're lightweight. They're a little bit lighter than the iPad, actually. They have great high-quality screens on them. Glass screen protectors, highly recommended. We have leather cases. We have the MagDock keyboard case. So we decided, you know what? Let's put them on special for 10% off. So we did. But my wife's like, that's not really a flash sale. I'm like, well, it's a sale, right? What do you want from me? She goes, well, yeah, they're 10% off. So you can find them right now on the Schrock website. Click on shopping, go to Schrock, or go to specials, and boom, they're right in there. She said, well, you need some kind of a special discount or a special coupon code for people to give them an extra great value. And I thought, okay. So what we did is we tied this into Facebook. So if you're on Facebook right now, you can scroll down below the live video post, and you can see flash sale. The secret Facebook coupon code to save an additional 10% off Windows modular tablets is, oops, you have to go to Facebook to see it. Yeah, that secret code is only on Facebook, okay? They're already 10% off, so you can save an additional 10% off for a limited time. Promo code is available on Facebook. Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. The promo code is on Facebook, all right? If you're on Facebook right now, you're laughing your head off at this. But anyway... and I have a funny story I can tell about that later too. But anyway, so you can literally get 20% off one of these tablets right now. So if you want to do that, if you're in the market for it, you're thinking about summer travel, it's time to grab something, jump on over to facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, grab that promo keyword. It is only available on Facebook, okay? on Facebook. The promo code on Facebook, okay? And you can use that on the Schrock Innovations website when you check out to save an additional 10%. And, of course, if you select local pickup, you can pick it up in the service centers. We'll let you know when your order is ready for pickup. We'll put the screen protector on for you. If you get the micro SD card to expand the storage, we'll install that and format it for you. We'll put it in the case for you. You know, it's a definite white glove service over there. So you can check that out too. All 3 service centers, by the way, are open today from noon until 5 if you want to stop in and take a look at one. You can get the 10% discount, the original 10%, in the service center or just on the website. But if you want the extra 10%, you do have to buy online because you can't use a coupon code in face-to-face with someone. You're checking out up front. And you're like, how's your day today? Oh, I'm doing good. How was your day? Oh, pretty good. You know, I was on Facebook the other day, and that promo code, what was it? It was on Facebook. But anyway, this is the promo code, and then the person sitting there just looks at you like, do I look like an online checkout to you? No, you can't give me a promo code. So the promo code's only good on the online store. You can do that online at SchrockInnovations.com, promo code Facebook. It's on Facebook, okay? 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. All right, so jumping into Facebook questions, Alex says, do you guys do full resets on laptops? Yes, we do. We can do a factory restore for you. 1 to 2 hours of labor, just depending on what you need us to do. Also, keep in mind that if you're a new customer to Schrock, if you've never been into one of my 3 service centers before, on our website, you can get a coupon. You don't have to get the coupon. You can just, it's not like a promo code. It's a coupon. You can mention this, though, at the front desk, and they'll give you this discount. So it's not a promo code, all right? It's a coupon for a free hour of labor for new customers. We want you to experience what award-winning service is like. Because you've been to other computer repair shops in the past, maybe you've been out to the box stores for this kind of stuff, and you're used to standing in line. Maybe they even gave you a cart to hold your computer, but most of the time you just have to stand there and hold it, like a baby. And then you finally get up to the window and they say, okay, why don't you go shopping around? This will be like 8 hours. And then you're like, what? So then you come back the next day and it's not done. You come back the next day and it's not done. It's not like that at Schrock. So we want you to experience that. First hour of labor is free for new customers there. So just mention that when you come in. We had a situation in Papillion yesterday, actually, where I got some emails all of a sudden. About 4 o'clock, my email box started dinging. And I looked down and it was a customer emailing me who said that she was upset because her mother brought her computer into my Papillion service center, and she was quoted a repair price that included the new customer coupon. But when they went to invoice her, they realized that she had been a customer in 2015 already. They did ask her, and she said she didn't think she had. But, whatever. We'd invoiced her in 2015. She was a repeat customer. So you can't get the new customer discount, right? So the system wouldn't let us give it to her, so it just kicked it back out. And then, she found out, and then her mother was upset because it was a higher price than she was quoted, which is never a good situation for, no matter what business you're in. If you quote a price, you have to stay with the price. You can't, even if you made a mistake, you can't change the price at the last minute and have it be $100 more. That's what, like, shady guys at the brake repair store do, Like, and your air filter was so bad, it was falling apart, and they had to replace it. It was like $4 billion for this air filter you can get at Walmart for $2.99. I get it. It's convenience. You charge me $5. I get it, but not $20. Come on. Anyway, I digress. So, I called back to the shop. I'm like, guys, I know it. Just throw a discount. Use the manager discount code. And they're like, but that's the we screwed up code, and when that gets tracked by shift, so we know who's screwing up and when. And Dylan was like, it wasn't my mistake. I didn't do this. It was this guy and this guy. And I'm like, Dylan, I get it. Listen. Make this person happy. Can you do that for me? Can you fix this for me? And then we'll take care of all the details on Monday. Fix this for me in real time. And he did. And customers are happy again now. So, that's the kind of stuff that happens at Schrock when you can get a hold of the owner on a Saturday afternoon while he's cleaning the garage. Don't interrupt him when he's cleaning the garage. His wife had him cleaning the garage, for heaven's sake, and work called. Yes. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. We also have some good news on the Zika. Well, name some debilitating disease, right? How about WannaCry? Zika is a whole different show, right? Why would I even say that? I think I heard it in the news or something on the way in. But anyway, the WannaCry virus, we got some good news on that front for you as well. Some researchers doing some good stuff for us. Also, stay with us on Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. We'll be doing the After Schrock show here for a few minutes. I don't ever know how long it is. Basically, I just take questions from Facebook off the air, and it's stuff that you can ask that maybe you wouldn't call in to ask. But, Thor, why are all the shirts you wear purple? And I'll answer these, crazy trivia questions like that for you. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Going to take our first break of the program, but stay tuned, especially on Facebook there. We're going to be live on the internet while you're listening to these wonderful commercials from our glorious sponsor, Schrock Innovations. Coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations has Omaha's only fully equipped data recovery center. Call 934-9423 the next time your hard drive, iPod, camera card, or flash drive stops working, and let Schrock get your data back.
In 1798, Eli Whitney's Connecticut Musket Factory was the first business in North
Service center, or the service center. I am just like Mr. Misspeak today, apparently. There's a lot going on in the studio here because, we were taking calls, we're putting people on hold, we have new calls coming in. I'm stalling to go to break because, he's taking a call and getting all the information down. And if I say, hey, we're going to break, and then nothing happens, that's not cool, right? And so we had this happen a couple weeks ago. And I saw Steve Lundy from the sister station on The Cat. He posted something about he was listening to a sporting game and they forgot to turn their microphones off in the studio. And so they're just talking, just shooting it here in the studio. Not here, but in a studio, and the mics are live. And there's nothing scarier for a radio person than a live mic error. You wonder, did I say something stupid? Did I say something bad? Am I going to be in trouble with the FCC? Did I say a naughty word? Did I tell somebody what I really thought about something on the air? Oh, no! So when we went to break, I moved my microphone like this, and I heard it in my Bose noise-canceling headphones. I'm like, off. Usually he handles that for me, but he was busy, so I just had to turn my own mic off. That was a close one. Remember, boys, in radio, every mic is a live mic. All right, well, thanks for joining us on Facebook. The key word, by the way, is Facebook. I thought I made that pretty clear, but, there's going to be somebody who's going to be like, what's the promo code? There's promo code. I don't understand. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of cute. But anyway, all right, we're going back into it. Good news coming up on the WannaCry virus. We'll be back in just a minute.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. I don't know why I said that like a superhero, but it was pretty cool. Where we fix computers. That's pretty cool. We can recover your data off failed devices, which seems like magic to some people. Literally, we've had people ask, why is this so hard? Don't you just hook it up to your magic data recovery machine? Seriously, I've had people ask that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if there was such a thing, that'd be so awesome. But no, I am the magic data recovery machine, and no, I didn't hook it up to myself. But you can hook yourself up to the magic question answering machine, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Coming up on the program, good news on the WannaCry virus. If your computer was infected by WannaCry or you know someone's computer who was, tell them not to pay the ransom. Text them right now. Don't pay it. We can free the hostages, I think. So we're going to tell you all about that coming up here on the show as well. In the meantime, let's jump into the phones and grab some of these calls here real quick. First up on the program is line 1, which I can't see because there's something over there. We go, Frank. Frank, how can I help you today on Compute This?
Well, good morning, Schrock.
Morning.
Innovations. Thor.
That's all right. Good marketing right there.
I've got a Windows XP machine.
Okay.
And you said, I believe, that Microsoft decided to do an update for it from these virus things.
Yes, they did.
How do I get that on the machine without connecting to the internet?
All right. Well, first of all, you're going to have to connect to the internet from somewhere. So do you have another computer that gives you internet access?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You have a flash? Yes. Can you use a flash drive? You might. Yeah, I think you can use a flash drive on XP. So, yeah, you can. Sorry, it's been a long time, guys. But, yeah, you have a flash drive.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what I'm doing right now is I'm Googling this, because the thing is with patches, first of all, with Windows XP and patches, if you can connect your computer, Windows XP computer, to the internet, yes, it is not safe to leave a Windows XP computer permanently connected to the internet. I would not do that. But it's not like when you plug it into the internet, it's a flashing beacon of death where a missile homes in on your location and blows up your home. You'll be able to get online and click check for updates and then download the updates and then jump off again. So, I mean, if that's a possibility for you, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, every patch that's made available by Microsoft is made available, obviously, through the Microsoft Update utility that gets them automatically for all of us. But it's also available as a standalone download for network administrators. I mean, imagine if you had an office of 1,000 computers and you wanted to deploy the patch to all 1,000 at the same time. It's not really efficient. It's kind of funny. We did this in the Papillion Service Center. We had so many Ultimate upgrades come in on the same day that we were building for customers that we crushed the internet down to 0.5 megabit per second. That makes the slowest DSL look fast. I mean, it was bad. And it's because they were all doing Windows updates. And I'm looking at my staff and I'm thinking, we have like 30 computers in here all doing the same update at the same time. And we have other computers in here that have all their updates. And if I'm not mistaken, Windows 10 is supposed to pull its updates over the network or from the internet. If the internet is so wickedly slow because all these computers are doing this at the same time, why aren't they pulling across the network? It was a mystery. We had no idea. And you can't get patches from the internet and only get them from the local network. You can turn off local network, but not the other way around. But you can get these patches individually, which is what we ended up doing. We downloaded one copy and then distributed the patch among all the computers. Then we updated our images so we would never have to have that problem again when we build new computers, because that's how we roll. But you can Google Microsoft WannaCry Patch XP, and it'll pop right up to the Microsoft security site where you can download the patch yourself and deploy it from a flash drive. You just double click to install it. But honestly, the easiest way to handle this is to just jump it on the internet for a few minutes, do your Windows update, grab that patch. There might be a couple other loose ones that have been made in the last few years that were, emergency patches. They usually don't do this, but here's the thing. I was talking to a buddy of mine who does security on the Air Force Base, and he was telling me that they do have some Windows XP systems still that are in use in the military, and Microsoft does still support them. But basically what happens is they pay Microsoft for support. And every year, more and more people leave the XP platform, which means the people who remain pay a larger support bill. And eventually the last person will be paying the full support bill, and they're going to leave. But you can still get the support. The patches are still being made, but you literally have to pay an arm and a leg for them. And so because efficiency, the government gets those. So... Anyway, so those patches are still being made. It's just that the average consumers don't get them because it doesn't make sense for Microsoft from a bottom line perspective to support XP anymore. And Windows 10, no doubt, is a much, much more secure platform than Windows XP ever was. That's why, I don't know if you guys knew this or not. Thank you very much for the call, Frank. Does that answer your question, by the way?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the call. We got you in the drawing as well, Frank, for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. But one of the things that we touched on a few shows back is the new Windows XP or Windows 10 that's out does not work on older processors anymore. So you can't run the current Creators Update for Windows 10 on a computer that has a processor more than 3 years old. And I thought it was, I'm like, this is kind of nefarious. All of a sudden, hey, it's more than 3 years old, so we can't, wow. That's Microsoft pushing new processors and new processors pushing Windows 10. Gotta love it. But in reality, the reason is the security systems that are built into Windows 10 are hardware dependent. So if you run Windows 10 on a processor that's more than 3 years old, you don't get the security benefits. Interesting. Now, of course, what I was thinking is, how are they handling then all the people that upgraded to Windows 10 on computers that were like Vista computers, and they upgraded them all the way up to Windows 10? Those don't have the right processor in them, so they just don't get the update. And somehow they do get the update. So I think Microsoft is prohibiting the activation of Windows 10 on older computers now. You have to have a newer processor in order to run Windows 10. So they've grandfathered in all the old people and let them be insecure. Let them eat cake. All right, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Another quick break here. When we come back, more of your calls and the good news about the WannaCry virus coming up next on Compute This.
President Trump is in Saudi Arabia and will deliver a much-anticipated speech on confronting terrorism. The speech comes as the White House tries to strike a new tone with U.S. allies in the Middle East. ABC's Jonathan Carl.
Got here was on radio in college, dropped a couple. yeah, Thomas. Yeah, you got to be careful with the F-bombs and the microphones. Yeah, I turned my mic off again this time. It was like, whoo. Yeah, because, I started making Arabian coffee references when they're talking about Donald Trump being in Saudi Arabia. And I'm like, it's the stuff that flows. It's like there's a filter when the microphone, when this light comes on, it activates the brain-to-mouth filter. And when the light goes off, the brain-to-mouth filter is gone. And that's why Facebook is so dangerous for me, right? It's light, though. Sometimes if you don't see it, you think it's on and it's not. All right, let's see. Thanks for the break from KFAB's ZipRecruiter ads. Your commentary is better. I've tried ZipRecruiter. Oh, I probably shouldn't say bad things about advertisers now. Anyway, I've tried ZipRecruiter. We never hired from them. But, yeah, anyway. All right, we got to go back in, guys. So, WannaCry news and your calls. We do? Oh, okay, I heard the news end, so I thought that... We're out of order? All right, we're out of order. What is this, like Law and Order? Yeah, so anyway, let's see what else do we got here. Yeah, ZipRecruiter ads. Do they play a lot of ZipRecruiter ads on there here? Is that like a fill ad, or they buy it? So I really shouldn't say anything bad about it? ZipRecruiter, awesome. I'm telling you, we hire the bomb of people from ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Keyword is Facebook, all right? All right, let's see. Jody's so busy this AM, she's going to watch the show later. I love that about this on Facebook, because it's good and it's bad. Because if you screw up the audio in the beginning, someone hits play and it's like, nobody listens. Like, they don't skip ahead 10 minutes to see if it gets better. But if you miss the show or you don't hear, we have so many people who catch up on it here, and we have so many people who watch it that are not in Omaha. So, hey, if you are not in the Omaha or Lincoln metro areas, throw us a shout out on Facebook and just say hi. We'll see if we can give you a shout out back on the air here in a little bit, so that people in Omaha know that people outside of Omaha are listening. Because sometimes we wonder if there's anybody out there, or if everyone out there is just crazy. What was the stuff I was hearing? California wants to tax rockets. Did you hear about this? They want to tax rockets by the mile they travel. What the hell is that? All right, if you launch a rocket from California, they want to tax it by every mile it travels leaving the California coast. Who launches rockets from California? The military. So California wants to tax the military for launching the missiles that could potentially defend California. So yeah, let us know you're out there. All right, guys, we're heading back in. We'll be here with you in just a moment. Yeah, no kidding.
Most accurate weather team, I'm WOWT6 meteorologist Peter Sherwood on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Alrighty, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. A lot of you might think that means I do a lot of hard work, but actually I have a kick-butt staff that is absolutely amazing. So, WannaCry. We all heard about WannaCry virus. The WannaCry virus made lots of people want to cry because it infected their computers, it encrypted all their data, told them they'd have to pay like $300 to $600 in Bitcoin, which, oh my goodness. If you happened to buy Bitcoin to pay this ransom and you're sitting there thinking, should I pay it? Should I pay it? Just hold on to the Bitcoin. Don't send it away, because number one, we can now decrypt your stuff for you without paying the ransom. Number two, Bitcoin is up over $2,000 today. Bitcoin is up almost 300% this year. So if you happen to have a Bitcoin in the couch cushion somewhere, you could cash that thing in for your summer vacation, pick up your tablet, good to go. But yeah, so it's pretty amazing. But basically, a security researcher looked into the WannaCry virus, found a flaw in the encryption algorithm, which is almost always the case with these things, and wrote a decryption utility, a universal decryption utility, and has now made that available online. And so as soon as that hit the internet, Craig in the Lincoln Service Center found it and immediately emailed it to Kevin, the operations manager for the company. He also sent it over to the Papillion Service Center and the Omaha Service Center senior technicians to let them know about it. And I was copied in kind of as an FYI, so maybe I could talk about it on the. I have no respect anymore. The other day, okay, listen, this is crazy. The other day, I'm in the Papillion Service Center, and we have all these parts come in for ultimate upgrades, right? And everybody is working their fingers to the bone in there. And I'm like, you know what? There's parts, there's customers. Some of these are behind because the parts were back ordered and we finally got them in. We don't want these customers to wait another day. So I will build computers too. So I'm literally building computers with them. And Amber, the front desk for Papillion, who's back there building computers, like our front desks do. I mean, they do tech work. They come in not knowing anything about computers, and then they leave as computer geniuses. It's awesome. It's like a little internship program. But she's back there building computers, and I'm next to her, and I take a case, and I'm cutting anything open, throwing the packaging away, and of course I'm moving at Thor speed, which is ludicrous speed, and Spaceballs reference there. And trash. So I moved the trash can closer to me because, when you get to be 40, you start to think of things like, rather than throwing the trash across the room, which may be fun, which means I got to pick it up later because I'm not a good shot, I'll just move the trash can closer to me and I'll put it equidistant between me and the other workers so we can all throw our trash away. Yay. Those are the things you think of when you're smart. So I'm throwing trash away and she just looks at me and she sees me screwing things in. And she goes, I didn't know that you knew how to build computers. What? Really? Yes. Yeah, Amber, I know how to build computers. I didn't know if she was messing with me. I'm like, I've been doing this for 18 years. I think I can bolt down a computer. I mean, that was the first thing I did. I tried to build my own computer. I lit the thing on fire the first time I tried to build it. I learned some hard street lessons that way. But yeah, no, I'm screwing things down and putting things in. I didn't know you knew how to build a computer. I'm like, yeah, I can run the cable management too. And then I get mine done and I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's pretty good. And I look over at Dylan's and his is like, ping. And I'm like, how did you get the cables? They're so short I couldn't get them behind to come all the way around. He goes, you got to run them under the motherboard before you put the motherboard on. 8 screws later, motherboard's out, cables are going under the board. It's a stupid little thing, but when you open up the side of a Schrock computer, we want it to look good, and looking good to Thor and looking good to these guys is two different things. So I defer to their wisdom. So great techs over there. So they circulate the decryption utility to all the staff. So immediately, if any of our customers have a WannaCry infection, we can now decrypt the files for them. So this is a good a case in point. In every instance, there has been one of these ransomware infections. If you don't need the data immediately and you don't pay the ransom, down the line at some point somebody makes a decryption utility that can fix it. And you don't have to pay the ransom. You do have to pay for the decryption, but if the data is not incredibly vital, you don't really have to pay the ransom. If you're a business and you get encrypted, you're going to pay the ransom because you got to be operating that day. You don't have time to wait 6 months for a decryption utility. Or in this case, it was really fast, which was, just a couple weeks. But if you or someone was infected by WannaCry, you can get that into the service center here. First hour of labor free for new customers, as I mentioned before, and we can get your stuff decrypted for you. So it's pretty good stuff. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Once again, if you missed the first part of the show, final weekend for the Surge Protector sale. They will be disappearing from the specials section here Sunday night. So if you're going to buy one of those, or 2 of those as I would recommend, please do so. You can do it today. Don't put it off till tomorrow because they won't be on sale anymore. Also on special over there is our Windows tablet, our Windows 10 tablet. It's a 10-inch tablet. It's got all the bells and whistles. You can even run USB devices on it, like flash drives, external hard drives, things like that, webcams, whatever you want. We have one place that uses them. They put barcode scanners on them, and they check people in for continuing education seminars with them. And it adds them to a spreadsheet so they can keep track of their hours. A lot of professional industries require you to keep up on your hours. So anyway, it's good stuff. You can check it out over there. They're on special for 10% off right now. But if you go to facebook.com/Schrock Innovations and take a look there on Facebook, you can get a special secret code word, a secret promo code on Facebook that you can use from Facebook to pop into that promo code field from Facebook, and it'll tell you, you get an extra 10% off because you use the promo code from Facebook. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So you can check it out, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. While you're there, please do click the like button. I appreciate that. All right, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. I knew this was going to happen. All right, let's just dump all the brakes because Alex is on the line, and he wants me to explain net neutrality. Hi, Alex. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hi. Well, I've got a question. I'm a college student, and I consume a lot of media, and I'm confused about this whole thing. How exactly does – because what I heard was that they're going to be able to limit our speed for using stuff, but I thought that, you pay for, 50 megs of bandwidth. Isn't that just paying for speed? How does that work?
All right. These are excellent questions. Okay. And it's a complex argument, but let me start off because the answer that you will want to hear, Alec, is completely based on your politics. But I'm going to give you the straight answer. I'm going to give you both sides of it and why it's such a dilemma. But I'm just curious, on the political spectrum, if liberal is the far left side of the dial and conservative is the far right side of the dial, and middle of the road is in the middle, where do you fall on that spectrum personally?
I'm pretty dang middle.
Okay, pretty dang middle. Got it. So I'm going to give you the common sense here then, and you're going to see why there is no good answer. All right, so first of all, who owns the network? Who owns the fiber optic lines that Time Warner puts in the ground? Who owns all of the wires that Cox Communications has put on the poles? Who owns all of CenturyLink's wires?
The people who put them up there?
Yeah, the companies that put them up. They own them. Should they not have the ability to decide what gets transmitted through their network?
Yep.
For example, if one of them, let's say one of the companies was kind of like a Chick-fil-A or Hobby Lobby, like a really Christian organization, and they decided they were not going to allow any pornography to go through their network. Should they not be able to decide that? So that's one side of things. Now, on the other side of things, there's a I read a great article the other day, and the article said anytime there's a 10 times disruption in an industry, you're going to have like a massive social disruption. So anytime something gets 10 times more efficient, and this calculation actually came from the Ford Model T. The Ford Model T was about the same cost as 2 horses and a carriage, but it had 10 times the horsepower. And so when all of a sudden, that's where the horsepower comes from. So when all of a sudden something got 10 times more efficient, it was a disruption to the buggy industry, and all those buggy guys were gone. Right now, we have a 10 times efficiency in the entertainment industry. So when I was a kid, I had a UHF dial. I'm dating myself a little bit there, but I already did earlier in the program, so whatever. I had, the 3 networks. And then I remember when KPTM sent out the hoop antennas you could put on the back of your TV to get that UHF signal at the phone books, because everybody looked forward to getting the phone book. It was pretty cool. And they put the antennas right in the phone books. So everybody got these things. So we had 4 whole channels. Then my dad actually worked for Cox for years, and we got free cable because he worked there. And it was like opening up this, oh my goodness. And like, you're a kid and you try to go to like HBO or Cinemax late at night because, you know what happens on HBO and Cinemax late at night, but it's all scrambled up. It's like the signal's there, but they just kind of mashed it up. Oh boy, those were the days. Well, you see, now I remember if you wanted to watch a show, you either had to learn how to program the VCR to record it, or you had to tune in when it was on. Now, if I go into the service center and I ask my staff, I only have one person in my entire company that knows what happened on The Walking Dead the night before, because they actually have cable. And it's Alfonso. He's slightly younger than me, and he's my web guy. All of my other guys, all my millennials, they don't even have cable. They can't afford it. My cable bill, my total cable bill from phone, cable, and everything is pushing $260 a month. And these guys are like, why am I spending the money on this when I can just, when The Walking Dead comes out on Netflix or Amazon, I'll just watch it. And as a result, when you buy a cable connection, the cable company pays micropayments for every subscriber. So ESPN is in trouble right now because every cable subscriber is paying 50 cents to ESPN. If you want to watch Husker games, you get the sports package that comes with ESPN. You, as part of your bill, 50 cents of your bill every month goes to ESPN, which is a Disney company. Well, when people cut the cord, those 50-cent payments stop. And ESPN is losing 250,000, a quarter of a million subscribers every quarter, every 3 months, because people are cutting the cord and they're streaming. So what you have is, up until recently, Cox has been an unlimited bandwidth. There's no data cap, right? So net neutrality, what that says is, who has control over what's streamed? Should everything be the same, should there be net neutrality from the network, where everything that is streamed over the internet is treated with the same priority, nothing is throttled slower or faster. And on the other hand, if I own the networks and I see that over 70% of my available bandwidth is now going to streaming video, and companies like Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu are literally stealing my subscribers that are paying for my cable service, and my customers are buying my internet, and I can't raise the price of the internet because the market just won't support that. But then again, I have to put up more wires and more lines because more people are streaming, and I'm not making any money, and these other companies are making tons of money selling their content on my network. Maybe I go to Netflix and say, and Comcast did this for a little while, Netflix, of course you can stream over our network. However, you just won't be able to stream in really, really high quality because it's going to buffer, because we're going to throttle your speed. So whenever anyone goes to Netflix, we're going to slow down their connection so that it throttles, they'll get to watch the show, but there'll just be a few bufferings in the middle, and that'll be fine. Or you can pay us a fee to get priority on our network, and we will give you a regular or even a bonus of bandwidth speed. That's how they framed it. They didn't say they were going to penalize them. They said they would give them priority over other traffic. Because it would be a shame if something slowed down their stuff. So now, from the perspective of a user who is paying for an internet connection, that kind of feels like a ripoff, doesn't it? I mean, it's like, I want to use it for what I want to use it for, and I'm not watching porn and streaming all kinds of other video stuff on here. Why is that? Why do I have to? So my Netflix bill is going to go up $1 a month because Netflix is charging like $6 a month for what the cable company is charging $200 a month for. And so basically what we're seeing right now is a 10 times disruption. Because let's be honest, my wife and I sat down because the data caps are here for Cox, and we hit one thing that really blows is, and this is not common knowledge, your data cap on Cox's signal is a combination of your upstream and your downstream. So if you upload, like right now I'm remoted into my home computer. So the signal going up into my computer at home and the signal coming back into the studio counts double. So I'm using my bandwidth twice as fast as I normally would if I was just watching something. So we hit our data cap like mid-month, and Cox caps, so it's $10 per like half gig or something, and a limit of $100. So I know once the data cap goes into force and they start charging for it, which I think is like next month, I'm going to be my internet bill is going to go from $80 a month to $180 a month. I just know it's going to happen. And that's a bummer. Well, my budget, I'm like, am I going to pay Cox Communications $1,200 more a month? And the answer is no, I'm not. So what can I cut? The only reason I have the stupid phone line is because it came as a bundle. I don't even have a handset hooked up to the thing because it just rings off the hook with telemarketers if I do. So we took the handset. We put an extra cell phone in the house for the babysitter. Like, use that phone if your phone fails. We don't have a house phone. The cable, we watch 2 shows on the Travel Channel. That's it. I can buy and I'm paying $180 a month because I like the DVR, and then they give us the little boxes, right? And this was great. She was a really helpful gal. I was talking to somebody at Cox customer service trying to figure out what I can do about this bill increase. And I said, and then you gave us all those little mini boxes, and they charged us $2 a month for these mini boxes. And the whole purpose of the mini box, it collects data on what you watch that they can sell as a ratings. They sell the ratings, basically. That's why now your mini boxes, if you leave the TV on all night, like if you're watching Channel 3 to see me on the Morning Blend and then you switch over to Amazon and you don't touch that converter again, it goes to sleep. It times you out of the ratings because you're not watching. So yeah, it's to measure ratings. So now they can tell you exactly how many people are watching every show on cable, and that helps them sell advertising. Well, the lady on the phone was like, well, it does much more than that. First of all, it sends you an HD signal. I'm like, yeah, it sends you a 720p signal. I get a better signal on Netflix. But anyway, she goes, oh, and also everything's digital with those boxes. So it uses so much less bandwidth on our line that we can actually put more content through our network. I'm like, so what you're telling me is the mini boxes make Cox more efficient, which allows you to get more profitability out of your existing network. And that's why you're charging me $2.50 per box more a month. That makes, well, God bless you. I can't fault you. The guys in my shop are beside themselves because they're like, where can we go? If you want fast internet, the only game in Omaha is Cox. If you want faster internet in Lincoln, the only game is Spectrum. Yes, you can go DSL, but DSL is not as fast as cable. Plain and simple, it is not. They don't like to hear it, but it's not. They came to my house. They knocked on the door. We're bringing fiber to your neighborhood. I'm like, bring it to my door and I'll sign up today. Well, we can't do that. Well, I know you can't. You're going to put it on copper and bring that to my door. That doesn't do any good. So anyway, long story short, we're too late for that. But anyway, that's why I had him dump the brakes. I knew this was going to happen. Net neutrality, there is no right answer. Basically, the concern is if you give networks the ability to discriminate on content, that could lead to censorship of content. So perhaps I own all of the broadband and I don't like conservatives. Maybe conservative websites get throttled, which Google then sees that as slower loading page times, which means they rank lower in the search engine results. And all of a sudden, yeah, I mean, you could see how this could spiral out of control in the hands of a activist corporation. You could see how this could spin out of control. So the Obama administration passed net neutrality rules that said all content is equal. You can't discriminate based on content, which means Cox has had to say, I guess we're going to have to put data caps on because we can't just have people streaming endlessly on our network and not paying for cable. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to stream endlessly on your network, but I'm going to pay for the cable too. Okay? So now you get what you want. I get what I want. I can enjoy all the content that I want at a great speed on as many devices in my home as I would like. I don't have to yell at my children for streaming cartoons over and over and over and over again, the same cartoons. Now I have to make them turn on Disney Junior and just watch whatever comes on TV next if they want to watch TV. It's like, and they were like mortally wounded by this because that's not how they grew up. They grew up like my kid's 10. He grew up with DVRs. That was the norm. And now he's as he came of mental age here, he has learned that you can stream the show on the TV. If you're leaving, you can pick up that stream on your phone and walk out the door. That's his life. That's how it is. Now we're telling him he can't do that anymore on the in-home network anyway. So yeah, it's a bummer. And then when Windows is downloading massive updates to your computers and doesn't download them over the network like you hope it would, man, data caps are not fun. Well, maybe if we get rid of net neutrality, we can get rid of data caps. It probably isn't going to happen, but maybe it gives the ability for the cable companies to find another revenue source so that this 10 times disruption, by the time 10 years from now, if cable is not pick what network you want, which I asked the lady on the phone, why can't I just pick the shows, the stations that I want to watch on cable and pay for those stations? And she said, well, some of the other stations wouldn't have enough subscribers, so they wouldn't be able to survive.
I only watch Discovery, History, and Cartoon Network.
Yeah, there you go. And I don't watch Cartoon Network. I don't mind watching History Channel and Discovery Channel sometimes. Some occasions there's some good shows on there. I like to watch the what's that? They hunt for treasure on the Oak Island. And they never find the treasure. They never find the treasure, but they're always looking for it, right? And my son actually the other day said, that Hunting Hitler show looks kind of interesting. And first of all, my 10-year-old just said Hunting Hitler looks interesting. Like,
He's a patriot.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So I was like, okay. So, it's historical, kind of. He's going to learn some history through that, so maybe that's a good thing. So I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where having those channels, you never know. I like having all the channels because if something comes on that you want to watch, would I have ever watched The Walking Dead if I wouldn't have had AMC? American Movie Classics is AMC. How is The Walking Dead an American Movie Classic? Well, maybe it is now, but it wasn't when it started. So, I mean, why, so I don't mind having the channels and paying for them, but eventually it's going to go to the point where you're going to subscribe to the channels you want. And the ones that don't have subscribers, like ESPN, are going to fail. They're just going to fail. And when they fail, someone more efficient will come along and pick up the content that was good, kind of like Last Man Standing. That's going to land somewhere. It's going to probably be on like Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu, and Last Man Standing is going to continue. Just because ABC didn't want to run it anymore because Tim Allen went off on millennials or something. It's like, come on, you got to be able to laugh at this stuff because some of it's funny, right? It's like even if you don't agree with it politically, like if you watch Saturday Night Live, you got to admit that some of those skits about Donald Trump are funny. They're funny. You got to laugh.
I mean, if it's true.
Well, even if it's not true, it's still funny, right? I mean, it doesn't. I don't go to Saturday Night Live for my news and truth. That's the last place I'd go for that. But nevertheless, I guess that's the whole argument from net neutrality. On one side, it's a bunch of demon corporations that are going to censor everything we do, and on the other side, it's a bunch of hippie wannabe freebies that are going to watch everything for free on the internet and pirate all their stuff online and drive companies out of business. And eventually, there won't be fast internet anymore. And you know what's going to happen? This is the story. Technology fixes everything. You want to know what the next 10 times disruption is going to be?
Go for it.
5G. 5G wireless internet. It's going to be deployed on the coast probably in the next 2 years, and then it's going to actually come into the middle of the country where we are. And when it does, 5G internet is faster than a cable modem, and it's wireless. But it's all based on towers, so we're going to need a lot more towers. All right. Thank you for the call, Alec. Did I answer your question?
One thing to talk to you off the air about for the WannaKey thing.
Yeah, the WannaCry.
Information you're missing about that.
All right, yeah, stay on the line there, and I'll take a call here after we do the Aftershock show here. Steve, we have time to take another call here? We have like 3 minutes, don't we? Not that much. 2 minutes. The clocks in here are crazy. All right, let's take Steve's call real quick. Steve, what can I do for you on Compute This?
Thanks a lot. I was just curious, is there a way I can hook my Android phone or an Android tablet up to a monitor or one of the new TVs you can use as a monitor?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do that. If it has a micro HDMI port, which a lot of them do, you can use a cable to actually go directly to an HDMI port. We have those cables in our service centers. Also, you can use a casting app. If you have a Samsung TV, you can cast to the TV wirelessly, like with YouTube or like an Amazon Fire Stick. You can do that with the wireless in the home as well. All right, thanks for the call, Steve. Have a great afternoon. Got you in the drawing there. I need to draw the winner of the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Today's winner is Barb. Congratulations, Barb. Oh, you're still on hold, Barb. Barb has a question. I'll get to your question, Barb. Stay on the line there. But you won the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, and Kathy will get a hold of you on Monday to get that out to you. All right, hit the website, SchrockInnovations.com. We got tablets and surge protectors on sale. Huge discounts there. Good to go. Also, in the service centers, right now, the Omaha and Papillion service centers are completely caught up. When it rains, things slow down a little bit in the shops. People think their computers are going to melt or something. I don't know. Don't leave them out on the deck overnight or anything, but it's not going to get wet. People bringing them in pillowcases and stuff. It's kind of funny. But you can, if you need something done to your computer or you have one of those prepaid maintenance checkup certificates, it's a great time to come in and get that taken care of. Great service over at the service centers for you there. All right. Stay tuned to Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. We'll see you tomorrow on the Omaha Morning Blend, and we'll see you here next Sunday for another exciting edition of Compute This.
This is Nebraska's news, weather, and traffic station. This is News Radio 1110, KFAB, Omaha.
From ABC News, I'm Karen Travers. President Trump declared as a candidate, "I think that Islam hates us." Today in Saudi Arabia, a very different tone in remarks to dozens of leaders from Muslim-majority countries. According to excerpts released by the White House,
so we're not talking over each other. All right, well, this is interesting. I'm watching online on my remoted-in computer here, and it shows that I'm still streaming. My screen here is completely frozen, though, but the camera light is on. So this is the equivalent of a live mic with a camera. You know, you're like, is it on? Is it not on? But apparently it's on, so we're good to go. All right, so jumping into Facebook for the Aftershock. We need like an Aftershock animation, like, something that shakes or something. I don't know. Somebody out there in the world of the internet, make us one. We'll make you famous. All right. You just shake the computer. Aftershock. All right. Okay. The corporation I work for paid 6 figures to support NT for 6 more months. Yeah. This is going back to, I was talking online about people paying for like XP and stuff. NT is even older. But yeah, 6 figures. That was probably back in the day too. So that might almost be 7 figures now. But I mean, if you have an ongoing company and you're making money with the computer systems you have, and you didn't plan ahead, and you're just in trouble, you're going to pay for the support that you need. Let's see. Yeah, Nan said that she turned in all of her mini boxes and stuff, and she went to broadband. Yeah, and that's, I hate to say it, it's like, we started to make our kids watch Disney Junior because they were streaming on Amazon and Netflix. It was hilarious. We told my son, Jake, we're at 85% of our data cap, and it's like the 15th. We have like a week and a half to go, so no more streaming from Amazon, okay? You can watch TV, you can watch Disney Junior, you can play your video games or whatever, but no streaming from Amazon at home. If you're on the road, out with mom or something, you can stream there. You can download it to your phone and play it anytime. Your downloaded stuff, you can play that anytime you want. No more streaming from Amazon, okay? Okay, he's a good kid. So we come downstairs like 2 hours later, and Netflix is on. Like, oh, he doesn't understand the relationship between production and consumption. He doesn't understand that it's all streaming. It's like if you told him no more hot water because you're trying to lower the water bill, so he turns on the cold water. He just doesn't get it. So now he gets it. It's kind of funny, but yeah, it's a bear. $100 more a month, $1,200 a year, and Cox's response was, "Well, it's just $10." And there's nowhere else to go. I mean, I called Future Technologies. They just can't. There's one too many hills between my house and their tower. They can't get a signal to my house. Literally, I'm talking to officials in the Papillion trying to get Future Technologies up on the Papillion water tower so they can get a signal to where I live, so I can ditch Cox and go completely wireless on microwave. Satellite speed is slower than DSL. DSL, I don't have anything against DSL because in some places that's all you can get. It's a great signal. I mean, it works, but not when you're streaming to multiple devices in a home, and not when you're used to 150 megabit speed. I mean, literally, to give you guys an idea of how fast my internet is at home, for $80 a month, I get 150 megabit speed at home. At the shops, we use 25 megabit speed. 25. And we pay $150 a month for that. So they just charge you more because it's a business and they can get away with it. Because that's the next thing. There's no data cap on business accounts. So what if I move to a business account at home, right? You're going to pay $200 a month. And when you do the math on everything, it comes out to be about the same price as just paying the data cap. It's like a marketing guy like planned this or something. It's very, very frustrating. I get it. I get why, but boy, you're not making. I have been a customer of Cox since I had a UHF. I've been a customer of Cox Communications my entire life, since my dad worked for the cable company in the 80s. And for the first time, I'm like, I think I'm going to cut some of your products, guys, because I can lower my bill by $1,200 a month if I just cut all the TV out. But here's the secret. The lady that I said was awesome. She was really helpful. She said, when you go to cancel, they're going to transfer you to the retention department. And the retention department, of course, they're going to try to keep all the services. They're going to try to retain those services, but they're going to try to retain any of them they can. And they might give you some pricing that's, because she kind of dropped a hint. She said, I noticed that all of your plans are regular plans. You're not already on any retention pricing, which tells me there's a retention pricing tier, which tells me there's a tier you can pay less. So everybody in Omaha today, this is what you get watching at 23 of you watching Aftershock right now. I'm going to save you $1,200 a year. Call Cox, tell them you're going to cancel. They'll transfer you to the retention department. See how much money you can save. Report back next week, so I can do it. All right. So questions here. Great explanation of net neutrality. Thank you, Thomas. It's not easy because if you're a lefty, you get really ticked off about the whole corporation thing, and if you're a righty, you get ticked off because this is my network and I should be able to decide what I do with my own business assets. I agree with both sides of this scenario. And if everyone is just a good guy about it, like I said, I don't mind paying for cable and internet because I'm using the internet like TV. Okay, cool. But the guys in my shop don't. They don't have cable at all. And they're super upset. Like there's 3 of them living together in a house. I'm like, guys, how much data do you use? And they're like, well, the limit's 1 terabyte and we use 2.8 terabytes of internet a month. What are you doing? Holy cow. I don't know if I just let it stream indefinitely on 3 TVs, I don't think I'd use 2.8 terabytes a month. So whatever they're doing. Let's see. Sorry if I got you in trouble for the ZipRecruiter thing. Oh, no, I'm not in trouble for it. I didn't do that on the air. See, that's the difference. This is on Facebook. I was careful on the mic to not say anything bad about an advertisement because, I don't work for KFAB. I actually pay for the airtime when I'm on the air, which is why when we're doing the show, it's so hugely helpful if you guys can click share. And when I ask you to go do Google reviews for us, because, I know that we have a core group of listeners to the program that listen every week and they come back every week. And you guys are blessing us by buying the products and services that you need from us. But kind of like Cox, we have products and services that you don't need. So you don't buy them because you don't need them, right? It makes sense. Well, other people need them, right? And if we have a product or service that a lot of people need, like Secure Updater, a lot of people buy it. If we have one that some people want, some people don't, kind of like the tablets. The modular tablets have been a great hit for us. We don't know what direction is going next because we've noticed that there's people who have tablets. People who don't have tablets don't want tablets. People replace tablets that break, but really the technology has been stagnant for about 2 years. So if you bought we've had incremental upgrades, a little bit more RAM, a little bit faster processors, like the Schrock modular tablet's a dual core Intel tablet, for heaven's sake. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But, we haven't seen like leaps and bounds like when we went from giant laptops to tablets. We haven't seen anything like that. Some people want them, some people don't. But boy, I have to tell you, when you guys share the show, when you click share on Facebook or you do those Google reviews for us on any of the 3 service centers, it is. I saw two people last week did those reviews, and you just made my weekend. It was so awesome to see those come through, and they were genuinely legitimate reviews. They weren't just like, hey, Thor asked us to do this. But they really said nice things about the staff, and those things circulate. Just like the WannaCry email that goes around, when we get a good review, it reverberates. It hits inboxes across our company, and it makes people feel good that the effort that they're putting in to make people happy, which isn't always appreciated. There's just some people who don't want to be happy. You do your best, you bend over backwards, and they're still not happy, and then they get upset or whatever. Or there's situations where you make a mistake, like what happened in Papillion with the lady in the coupon. Well, we made it right. That you do what's right. Not every company does that. So I always try to make a point when I have a company that does something good for me to leave them a good Google review, because everybody complains when something goes wrong, but very few people leave good reviews when something goes right. So I appreciate that. Thomas said all he can get is 22 megabits at his house. Ouch. Well, I run a whole service center off 25, Thomas, so. Yeah, I don't know. We have a lot of Windows updates going on. I can't imagine how fast anything over 100 megabytes would be. Yeah, it's fun. You click on stuff and it just happens. You stream stuff and it never buffers. The trick is getting a good router, because you can pay for a good signal, but a lot of times when you're having signal problems in your home, it's not Cox's problem or CenturyLink's problem. It's that you haven't replaced your router in the last couple of years, and the router technology has come so far. I go through a router about every 2 years, and my old hand-me-down routers go back to the service center. It's not that they're burnt up or anything. It's just that they're getting quirky. They're not, they don't stream to 5 devices at 120 megabit anymore. But for 25 megabit, they work great. So go to the shop. Well, here's one for the next time you burn one up in the shop, guys. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so online gaming, heavy use of bandwidth. Not as much as you would think, Thomas. Online gaming, actually, most of the graphics crunching is happening on your computer. You're not transmitting any video or graphic over the internet. The biggest problem with online gaming is latency. So latency is the pause. So how long does it take for you when you pull your virtual trigger for the command to be sent from your computer through the internet to the gaming server and back down to the other guy's computer who's hopefully getting shot, who's shooting at you at the same time. Whichever one of you has a lower latency, that person's shot gets there first. So basically, yeah, it's fun. So that's why you should never game on a wireless network. Wireless networks have latency. They have a little bit, it's just a little slower. Not slower on the download speed necessarily, but just a little slower to get the communication from your computer to the router to the internet. Whereas if you're connected directly with a wire, you're getting rid of that little bit of latency. That's why you shouldn't game with a wireless mouse. Yeah, because your wireless mouse, you click it, there's latency from the mouse to the laptop, from the laptop to the router, and all of a sudden that latency adds up. So if you're having really bad Call of Duty games, it's because everything's wireless, go wired. And then for some reason, the guys like all the millennial kids love the mechanical keyboards. It's funny how things come full circle. So they want keyboards. They pay like $100 for a keyboard that when you press the button, you get a click. You can feel it click. You get the feedback. Click, 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 click. So if they're shooting or doing something, they get the click feedback. And it's great because people come in. We recycle stuff all the time at Schrock. You can bring stuff in anytime you want to recycle it. And they bring in like an old keyboard that has mechanical clicks, and like it's got the old AT adapter. It's like this big. It's like a cigar end sticking into a computer. And then they have a reducer on it that takes that down to the PS2, which is the little round one. It's like a cigarette that plugs in the back. The progress of technology in tobacco terms. And then we go to a USB adapter, which is like a vaping connection. And then you put that in the back of the computer, and all of a sudden, sometimes they get it to work. And I'm just like, you guys, like, yeah, I saved like $100 on this keyboard. It's awesome. But you spent $70 in adapters. I know, but isn't this great? Yeah, whatever. All right. Any other questions, guys, that we got for the Aftershock show? Still 23 of you watching, so I must be doing something entertaining. Perhaps it's the tobacco references. I don't know. But if you have any other questions, now's the time to post them on there. And I appreciate all of you watching the show. Thank you, Winston, for being the unofficial audio tech to let me know that the audio levels are good. This one, we're going to boost this show and see how many views we can. I'm gonna Expender. I'm gonna put $5 behind this one, buddy. Yeah, I think it's worth $5, don't you? I think it's worth $5. So we'll put a $5 spot behind this show and see how many viewers we can get on it. So this will be fun. You'll know this. You can watch this video. You can see how many views it has, and then you can watch the video below it, the previous week, and see how many views it has. And I bet we'll have this one beat in like a day. We'll have last week's beat in a day. So it's funny. But the funny thing is it's amazing, how does Facebook count views? Yeah, that's changed a little bit. Every week it seems like, we inadvertently misrepresented the number of views that we were giving videos to get advertisers to spend more dollars on a boost. So now when I go to boost something, like before when I boosted, it'd be like 50 billion people are going to see this. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to the world on Facebook. Now it's like, for your $5 boost, like 1,200 people will see this. And you're like, man, reality blows. All right. So, guys, thank you. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Winston. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Brian, for listening to the program today and watching online. We'll be back again next week. Little heads up. If you watch the Morning Blend, there's a new co-host they hired. It's a girl named Kelly. And she's going to be, she won't be on TV tomorrow, but she's going to be in studio. She's kind of learning the ropes. I'll get to meet her tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to do a Facebook Live with Kelly. Maybe, I don't know if they'll let me or not, because it's kind of weird, because they don't want to getting out in media. You know, they're going to do the big launch thing and everything. But they have the new co-host with Mike. It'll be Mike and Kelly, and it'll be the Omaha Morning Blend. We'll probably be talking about the tablets tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the WannaCry stuff to let everybody know that we can decrypt their stuff if it gets to that. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back again next Sunday. We will be live, even though it's Memorial Day weekend. But if you have weekend plans, if you're out vacationing, guess what? You can catch the show later on Facebook. That'd be a promo code that you can get on Facebook. You know, the Facebook promo code. What's the promo code? Do you know the promo code? No. You don't know the promo code from Facebook? You don't know you couldn't possibly guess what the promo code on Facebook is? Facebook, yes. All right, guys, we'll see you all again next week. Have a great day. I was hoping